Make funny. Make the funny jokes that people
That's
will
a dad
laugh.
word.
Make funny.
Make funny.
Dad style.
Funny.
Go make play.
Go make play.
Make
Go
play.
make funny. Go make business.
Well, business is
Beauty.
not. That's a different. That's a different story. Shall we?
Let's
Do it.
get this underway so I can try this.
Yeah, it's going off the top. By
Yes.
the way, I'm so excited. I haven't been this excited since No Man's Sky.
Hopefully,
The bucket list for
appointments
Trevor.
don't match up.
Yeah. The adult beverages are poured, the kids are asleep. Welcome to New Dad Gaming, a show about fatherhood, gaming, and new fathers figuring out their gaming lives. Oh, that was.
That was.
Figuring it
I
out.
I barely kept that together.
Where were you going?
The, my name is Trevor, and I have a 1-year-old, 2 months.
My name is Gavin, and I have a 1-year-old. Not
Yeah.
counting months.
My name's
Survived.
Jeff. I'm back. I have a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Wait, he was gone?
Exactly.
I thought he was on the show. I thought he had some very good points.
What are you talking about?
You're
He's here all the
talking about
time.
how much you love side launch,
Right.
and
It's totally me.
So,
How-
Gavin, confirm a conversation I had with Jeff before you arrived. Like, his hair looks like he's in college again, right?
about as much as yours look like you're in the army.
Whoa, coming back. That did not end well
Zip.
for you.
Zing! Very well.
That was good.
I've been watching
Man.
tennis all night, so you know.
Well, that's my other. That's my other show, just called New Dad Balding. And, and it's that.
It's a live cam. It's
Oh
just-
man, I'm telling you because like it is it's an honest fight because like it's happening. I know it's gonna happen. I'm cool with it, and like the middle does not grow as fast as the sides. And what ends up happening if you allow it to go is the sides start to encroach on the top, which looks like a comb over, and it looks, and that's not what I'm about. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other trick too is like I can't go to salons because like I need to go to a barber
Yeah.
because a salon I guess they're not used to dudes being comfortable with balding, so
Yeah.
they try to do a bunch of things and like swirl it around, and it's always a comb over.
They try to Trumpify your head, and you're like, just stop, just like, give me a cut. That's why you need, yeah, you need to go into a barber shop where literally they just say, what number? And you're like, number 2, and they just clip the number 2 on
Yeah.
the thing, and go,
Yeah,
and kick you off to basic training, and
I think it should be a challenge, though. I think he should grow the comb over.
oh, they had a place I went to. It's a
think
really
Jeff should go full Guy Fieri. That's what I think.
Yes, I will.
Please
New
for
Dad
Halloween.
challenge.
Please
Beautiful.
For Halloween.
Now for this one, I'm not gonna have no challenge for Gavin because his hair is just a radiant blessing of hope. Looking at Gavin's hair gives me hope.
How do we know it's real? It's the same every week. It's just
It is.
perfected.
I'm a Lego man. It's just like a,
That's all it is.
a fastener in the center of my head and it just clips on.
That's all it is.
Oh man, but yeah. So anyways, I let it go too long, and it was bad. And-
The short, like, it looks good on you too, though. Like, it suits your head. And Jeff, I know I write down your hair, but it looks fun today. It's good. You're
This
having
is
fun.
wake up dad. This is I had a
Wake up, Dad?
nap
This is
today.
nap head.
This is nap hair. And
I
I couldn't
had-
get it to stay down, so I didn't care.
I had a Korean roommate in Italy who would spend, I'd say, a good hour doing his hair, and he had like this stuff that was like messy bedhead, like that was a name.
Oh
of
yeah,
their
yeah,
product.
yeah.
And he spent all this time working on his hair, and he'd come out and it
And
looked,
it just looked like this. You're like,
he would go in with bedhead and fuss around for an hour, and then come back out with bedhead. It was
Styled
like,
bedhead,
Oh
yeah.
man, you're adorable. Like all that effort, and it's like could not tell the difference. It's like it was like I cannot believe it's not butter. It's like I cannot believe it's not bedhead. He just came out and like, yeah, what did you do? Like, contemplate life? Like you didn't touch your hair, that's for sure.
No, it's just doing hairs with tweezers, just like one
one at a
strand
time.
at a time.
Like positioning them like one of those chefs that like put microgreens on a plate like a
Yeah.
servant.
styled.
Yeah.
Man, so off the top, I'm excited. So Gavin has in his possession Side Launch. To catch everybody up, Side Launch, the wheat version of the beer, is one of my personal favorites. It was a discovery I think I made 2 years ago, and well, I mean, I didn't brew it or anything. I just found it in the beer store.
It does sound like you were making it. Like you were
Yeah.
like 2 years ago.
Yeah, so I don't lament it too much, but 2 years, and I've bought it every summer since. Absolutely love it, fantastic. I bring it to places all the time.
Wow.
All huge fan. Had Jeff try it. Jeff hated it,
Do not like it.
and like even I had him retry it in case he he had forgotten because he stated it tastes like raspberries. It
Yeah.
tastes like bananas.
I don't know.
Which neither scenario is appealing to me.
This should be good.
It's like,
So
it's like a kick in the testicles. No, it's more like a kick in the shin. Like it's both are bad. Both
That's
they're
true.
not ideal.
both cause pause for at least 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So
Make me
I will
wonder-
say though, their pale ale is good. Their
Okay.
Silent Lodge pale ale is
So
good.
so it's not like the brewery doesn't
Not the
do
brewery.
anything. There's just
It's that
like-
wheat version.
yeah. It's like that
Okay, so-
one like
Mm-mm.
Hershey's bar offshoot where they're like, you know,
So that's a nice.
shoe leather because somebody asked us to make it.
Yeah,
Trevor.
Trevor.
That's right. This
Someone
guy.
keeps buying it. I don't get.
Okay.
This one guy. All right, so Gavin, walk us through. I wanna hear your
All
thoughts
right.
as we do this. Is Trevor crazy? I'm
Yeah.
hoping for, and again, I'm hoping for a meh and up.
Okay.
And
So
Because if you're in the middle, that means that this is just a per taste. If you hate it, then
all right.
I got problems.
Let's do this in stages. One, the color, it's nice, but it's but because it is a wheat beer, like they tend to be on the cloudy side because you know, it's a wheat beer. It does have a nice sort of like goldeny color. I like that. It's cool. Sometimes it's nicer to see through, but you know,
It looks like a
Um,
urine sample, like an early
No,
morning.
that you are tilting the scales.
that-
No running commentary. It looks like gold and delicious honey, is what that looks like.
yeah, I suppose. Yeah, kind of like a mead. Smell wise, yeah, it smells a lot like banana.
Okay.
Okay, well we got
like-
banana there. There we go.
But like the banana marshmallow things, the little candies, like it has that sort of it's banana-y, but like very banana-y.
Too
It
banana-y.
definitely has like your typical sort of like fruity wheat beer, like Hogarten citrus notes kind of stuff going on. But all right, I'm gonna dive in now, everybody.
Down the hatch.
Okay? Are you ready? This is the swing vote.
This is go.
God, I'm so damn nervous.
So much pressure. He's taking a sip. He's swishing. He's swishing. What is that sound in the background? That's the
Clapping. It's clapping.
It's all right.
Ah,
Yeah, that's practically a meh.
I'm
no,
sorry, Jeff.
Practically a man.
As far as wheat beers go, it's got one of the cleaner finishes. Usually a wheat beer lingers its fruity nature a little too long, but this actually finishes relatively clean. Like I'm not a huge fan of wheat beers. I'm definitely not going to be probably like it's good, it's delicious, but not delicious. Maybe
Ooh.
I don't know about delicious.
Ooh.
Is a little heavy of a word, but it's
Enjoyable, we could say.
yeah, it's refreshing. It's refreshing.
Ah. It's not sewer water as per Jeff's description.
You guys are all crazy.
I like the taste more than the smell. Which is a weird way of putting it. Like the bouquet and the smell of it is a little bit too banana-y, but you don't get it on your tongue. So, like if it was gonna taste the way it smelled, I probably wouldn't have liked it. But it tastes a little bit more
Nice.
subdued than the fragrance. So,
Man.
all in all, it's an enjoyable beer. If you like wheat beer, you'll like it. If wheat beer is not your cup of tea or is just puts it urine sample, it's
Yeah.
if you don't like wheat beer, you're probably not gonna really dig this either. Like I'm not a big fan of wheat beer. It's kind of like like Shock Top's another one that's similar and but yeah, I'm more of a ale lager sort of guy myself. But as far as wheat beer goes, it's not the I've had wheat beer in the past I could not finish, and this isn't one of those. So if that is a
That's a
unit of
good.
measure for you.
Yeah.
That still sits in the mid range, mid to high, but that's all I needed.
It's just
Because
in the
if
meh range.
man up, that's what I was looking for, man.
Man
Because
up.
if it for you, that's perfect. In fact, because it's very much a beer I think that you're either going to enjoy a bunch or not. Like it's a very polarizing beer, if you would.
Yeah.
Although even I would hope people who don't like it wouldn't say sewer water or piss, but
It's
What can you say?
maybe there's like a cilantro factor going on here, because you know how like some people cilantro tastes like a really delightful, refreshing herb, and then other people just taste like soap, and it's because there's a certain like some people
gene.
have a genetic thing going on with their taste buds, and their taste bud doesn't receive that information the same way as other people. So it's not that cilantro's horrible or cilantro's awesome. It's just that to a certain subgroup of the population, cilantro is a pleasurable experience, and to another group of the population, it is not. And like actually, my wife and I really do enjoy cilantro. My wife doesn't really dig it, and it could be that maybe Jeff is like, cilantro soap of the wheat beer.
We need to go deeper. We need to get.
we need more. We need more dads.
Somebody get a geneticist on
We
this.
need a laboratory and
Yeah,
controlled environment.
Get a cast of 6 dads
Yeah.
just for the beer test.
Centrifuge of Jeff's blood.
Yes.
Quick, everybody, get urine samples. We'll go from there.
So Jeff, do you want to talk through your beer? Because we'll obviously do our beer picks here first at the beginning.
Okay, so the good part of Side Launch.
Yeah, nice.
It's just their regular pale ale, which is actually quite satisfying. It's refreshing. It's nice. Good tasting. I was scared to taste it just because of my past experience with their wheat, but it's I just don't like wheat beers in general. So no, the pale ale is really good. And where I was vacationing last week, the brewery is actually there in Collingwood. So it's kind of neat to drive by it and see where like it all began for them. So, and it's super popular up there. So,
I would hope so.
It's a really good beer.
Did you go in and give them trouble?
No, I didn't.
What are you doing with this?
I was gonna go in.
We're like in Prohibition era with like an axe. He just starts like breaking open all the casks, but just of the Side Launch wheat beer.
Just the one, yeah. Just the one. Just go to town.
Yeah.
You don't need this.
Very targeted prohibition.
Yeah.
Yeah. So myself, I'm drinking a Muskoka Brewery unfiltered cream ale. And this is actually kind of nice, and you see a lot of places doing this, but they do like summer packs.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I
so
think
they'll
that's
mix
where
up
I
like
had that one before was their summer pack.
yeah, and it's delicious. Like it's got so much flavor to it, and I don't know that anything sticks out per let's say banana necessarily. There's not one flavor that sticks out, but on the whole, like it's just got a big burst of flavor that goes in. And sometimes when you see unfiltered, I tend to think it's just going to go nuts on the hops. Like it's an excuse to slide in a bunch of hops, but this one, nothing really to speak to on that, and just like a bit fruity, I guess you would call it, but not in a crazy way, but just more than anything, just a burst of flavor on this one. Like it's fantastic. I was a little bit hesitant too because I've had a lot of issues with their Detour, the Detour beer that they do as well. I just find it so hoppy. I have a hard time drinking that one.
It's a little heavy, yeah.
So this was a bit.
That summer mixer was a good one, the Muskoka one. That was one actually when we went up to the cottage. That's what I brought with me. And yeah, it was a nice collection of beer. It was good.
Yeah.
And I get lucky sometimes with the mixers. I do like those mixers because you kind of get a chance to try some that you normally wouldn't want to commit to a whole case. Recently just did that with Sleem, and I had one of their mixers, and they have a Silver Creek lager. And I'd never tried their Silver Creek lager because I never really see it around, but I really enjoyed that component of the case. And then this week I picked up a case of just that specific type. So I'll talk about that one next week, I guess. Why not? But yeah, I really like those mixer packs because yeah, you discovered that you like the cream ale, and that given your history with the Detour, that maybe that wouldn't have been one you'd go for, but it's good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Mill Street does great mixer packs.
Yeah.
Like, especially fall and on like Halloween type of time. to throw together some real wild ones. Like it's usually a lot. There's 3 safe bets, and then they'll always throw something out of left field, like a pumpkin ale.
Yeah. The
Which-
Muskoka Winter Survival Pack, if they do it again this winter, was really good.
I treat them like roulette, like a Russian
Yeah.
roulette. Like a,
Yeah.
am I gonna like this one or is it going down the sink?
Yeah, see, there's the other episode that happens. Is like we go through the 6 on air.
On the air? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just
At the end, we're toasted. It's just
yeah, within the hour of the podcast too. So you know there's going to be some good results.
If you do that, though, we have to pair it with another idea I had about us being inebriated at the same time. Is we do the new Dad Olympics, where we set up a bunch of kid puzzles, like the rings on the stack, and like the blocks that go in the holes.
like a minute to win it kind of thing. You have to
Yeah,
try and.
like kid puzzle toys. Because a lot of times, like I have to do these really quick because she's crawling back towards me to tear them all back out of the toy box. So I'm trying to reassemble all these things before. So I have a timer of baby crawling across the floor, and that's my time duration. So I was thinking it would be hilarious if the 3 of us got ourselves somewhat inebriated and then raced through a obstacle course of various kids' puzzles and see who made it to the end first.
Oh, with our kids as a timer. That's
Yeah.
the best part. Just like wild twist. Kid gets distracted by broom on the side, so you get this extra 10 seconds you weren't planning on.
Oh, kid went rogue. We're good.
Now who's gonna call the action? Like, can we grab somebody from CBC Hockey? I think Ron McLean.
Yeah,
There we go. There we go. No,
broadcaster.
maybe not Ron McLean. I don't think my wife would approve of that. We had a-
Forwards like what? George Trumpolopoulos.
oh, there we go. I'd be
Oh,
fine.
you'd be
George.
perfect for
It's
it.
Strombo in there.
All right, let's send him a tweet, see what
Probably
happens.
good too, actually, like, he was in that. Was it Hobo with a Shotgun?
He was in that movie?
Yeah, yeah. He played like a newscaster or something. He gets killed pretty bad. But yeah, he was in that. He's a guy who's pretty game for anything. He's like, yeah, sure, why not? Sounds fun.
There you go.
Oh
There we
man.
go.
We'll get him online.
So George, if you're listening,
Yes, that's right.
A listener number 1. I like that our first reaction is to laugh too. It's like
Oh yeah, of course.
Clearly he wouldn't.
He's here all the time.
watch him be like 25% of our audience.
Yeah. Friend of the show, George Trumpolopoulos, will be dropping by. If I pronounce his name right, at least.
Oh.
I always approach the name with such fear that I'm gonna like just choke on it.
Yeah. It always
Okay.
just turns into like a Sesame Street snuffleupagus at the end of my sentence. I just like can't do. I hop off at Strombo and like that's as far in as I'm
That's
gonna
it.
go. People
all you
know
need.
what I'm saying.
Oh, and so so we can hop in. Just quick recap, guys. How was your week in fatherhood and gaming? I mean, Gavin, congratulations! You survived the year.
Yeah, no, baby's she's a year old now, and we had some fun. She had some cake, got in a nice mess. We didn't smash it in her face because we let her make her own mess. Trevor.
How new world, yeah. Come on, kid, I need this photo.
No, she put her face against the cake like herself. Like she kind of leaned in and like gently just smushed her mouth against the cake. And she also got a hold of the candle and like stabbed at
Oh,
the
there you
cake, like very Hitchcockian. It was kind of scary for a moment.
go.
She had this big grin on her face and was just stabbing the cake with a candle. I was like, okay.
You're just looking around all awkward. You're like, oh dear.
She's usually very nice. Oh my.
Gentle child. So yeah, no, it was. We had some fun. The other day we went to a farm here in Toronto, Riverdale Farm. It's like this. It's technically it's the oldest fully functional farm in the city. It's been around since like the 1800s or something like that. It's ridiculously old. Anyway, we went there. It was really nice. She saw some cows, some horses. Couldn't find the pigs. They're off somewhere. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Or we did have sausages before from the local.
You had met them very intimately an hour earlier.
We
You just
already
didn't know it.
knew them better than we thought. Yeah. Yeah, no, it was a fun day. As far as gaming this week, I've been working my way through the third Uncharted. I finished off Doom, as everybody knows from my squealing of joy. So yeah, I went back to Uncharted, been playing it. And yeah, the third one's good. I can see why some people didn't like it as much as the second, but I've been digging it. I like this sort of Lawrence of Arabia story that they're going with. It's kind of fun. So we'll see how it pans out. Um, yeah, I've been. That's about it. I'm anxiously awaiting No Man's Sky. I think I will probably end up picking up sooner rather than later.
Nice on
Just
the
because
PS4 or PC.
I'll be doing PS4. I want to. It's the visuals on it are so nice, and it's a very pretty and visually striking game that I think just seeing it on a larger screen, like our television screen, rather than a monitor, would be a lot of fun. So it's. I
Yes,
think it's a
we
game
might
that
run into
will,
each other, although
we
not
might.
likely.
Yeah.
Probably not. Needled in a
Never.
haystack of haystacks. Um, but yeah, the and what's good too is it's just something nice about consoles. You put your feet up on the on the couch and just sort of sit back. It's a little bit more casual, and I think a game like that where you're just sort of naming space dinosaurs, it's it's a very put your feet up kind of game. So um, I think that lack of like intensity, like something like Overwatch, if I do end up hopping on board with it, I'll probably end up doing that on the PC just because shooters, mouse keyboard, match in heaven. But yeah, No Man's Sky, probably do PS4. Um, Looks like fun. I'm excited for it. There's all this hullabaloo about the day one patch. I don't care. Just if it makes the game work well,
Yeah.
then make the game work well. Um, and yeah, I'm curious to see what it's like. And I'll probably I'm not sure how much store I'm going to put into reviews, or whether I'm just going to dive in. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm trying not to watch anything about it. I mean,
I
there's all
watched
the spoiler stuff from what's that?
I've watched all the live streams because people have it, right?
Yeah.
It's, well, you keep quiet, damn it.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's nothing but celebrity appearances after celebrity appearances. Kanye West is God in this universe? No. What happened?
He's the center of the universe. Are you kidding me?
That's what you get to, and then you get the new album.
Yeah, there you
Then
go.
you get to download the new album.
PR stunt for 2 years.
I will
That'd be
throw my
amazing.
PlayStation off the balcony if it turns out to be a PR stunt for Kanye Kardashian's mix-up album.
So wouldn't mind a Kanye album. The Kardashian thing might be a little tough to take, but we have to see.
I don't know.
Man, that'd be wild. Jeez, could you imagine such a That'd be crazy. Such a out of left field. Just
Find out soon enough, I guess.
yeah, within 30 minutes of launching the game. Further rumors. Although I think the day one patch might address it. Although I don't know, you can speedrun a lot of games, but this one really doesn't really seem
Well, and I
too
think the
akin.
person also misinterpreted the game. I think that what ended up happening is they got to the center of a galaxy, not the universe. So
Oh.
like there's various centers of like each galaxy has its own center. So I think he got to the center of a galaxy that
Yeah.
was relatively center in the universe, but he didn't actually beat the game.
It wasn't the end game. No.
Yeah, it wasn't the end thing. So I think it was just like he misinterpreted something and kind of maybe pulled the trigger on his writing before fully understanding like what the game was trying to tell him. So hopefully that gets addressed a little bit more in the narrative in with the patch and whatnot. And either way, like you don't when you pick up a game like Grand Theft Auto or any other big sandboxy game or Minecraft or what have you, you're not buying it for the scripted content. You're buying it for the realm you get to fart around in.
Yeah.
So it's not about like speed running it and then complaining that your speed run was fast. It's like I sprinted and I got there really quick. Yeah, because you sprinted.
Yeah.
It's like stop and smell the roses. The game is literally about smelling space roses. Take your time.
Yeah. Literal space roses.
Space roses.
There's in-game bonuses for smelling space roses.
See, I'm not really on board with it on the hype. I might pick it up down the line, but watching the live streams actually might turn me to get it. Just watching. There's one quick part I'll mention. It's not spoilery, but there was a planet that was cold, and this guy was freezing to death, right? Because you can't be on a planet that's super cold. And he cut a hole in a radioactive rock, so it's got that like Red Faction-esque cutting.
Okay.
So he cut a hole in it, sat in it, and his temperature went up because it's all
Oh, get out.
radioactive around him. I'm like, oh, that's neat. Like just stuff like that that somebody had to think of to
Basically, like
do.
the geologist version of cutting open a tauntaun.
Exactly. And just hide in there. And
He
it's
just hid
wait.
in a radioactive space geode
Yeah, but some of
until
the
morning.
man, some of that stuff
Oh,
from like
I
future stuff
want it
that
now.
they're talking about, like you can eventually own bases because there's bases like
Yeah.
strewn throughout star cruisers, like the huge ships. Apparently, they're going to
Yeah.
have you able to own down the line. Like they seem to have like a real big trajectory in the fact that how
Yeah.
they've already put together this day one patch. Like it shows they have this hunger and they're still popping stuff
Yeah.
out. So
Well, when you look at games like X3, that was a game that was just full of different possibilities that you could do, and like you could build factories to like retro engineer and reverse engineer like alien technology and then sell it on the stock market, and just like all this stuff that you could do uh, for a game that most people just flew around in spaceships and shot at things.
Yeah.
Um, these space sim games, like I'm excited to see kind of a resurgence with like Elite Dangerous and stuff. Some of my favorite gaming experiences back in my adolescence was like X-Wing versus TIE Fighter and Freelancer and stuff like
Yes.
that. Like those games were really, really great just for the sensation of flying around objects in space and exploring and seeing new things, and then coming up against big monolithic things in your tiny little spaceship. It's a lot of fun, and I think that feeling is what's good to see again in games. I haven't seen it in a while. It's been a genre that I haven't seen much exploration with in the previous generation, so I'm happy to see it now. So, and plus, like the style, like that retro aesthetic is so
Yeah.
pretty. Like it's the spaceships, how they all look like some weird like rocket car on like the salt flats in the 1970s. Like these cool grills on them and stuff. It's
yeah,
just it's
the range
pretty
of
fun.
colors, like the
Oh,
color palettes used throughout.
Let's be
the
honest. Trevor will be on the first planet and he won't leave. He'll just
Yeah, just
explore every part of it.
walk around in a
he'll build
circle.
a build an intergalactic chair depot where he'll start like this chair freighter company shipping lazy boys all over the galaxy.
Yeah, so some of that stuff is. I'm kind of curious about what happens as far as piracy and how you play it. Because
Yeah.
you play it straight, and you go and you mine things, you sell things, you start to build up. I don't know if there's like rebel factions you attack. We have to find out when we get it, but
Mm.
I think you can just like probably run up and like I know there's like the droids on the planets that you can clearly attack. You get a wanted level,
Yeah.
so you could be a bad boy that way, I suppose, just killing the local um, droid force. But then there's the big freighters, and if you just go in and like your whole
Yeah.
game is just running around like destroying these things. Because I think there's obviously bonuses if you destroy ships.
It would be great if they had a little bit more of like a smuggling piracy thing. Like I remember other space sims, like there were side missions you could do that were just for fun, but like smuggling, and you have to buy like signal jammers and you know try to avoid any sort of like patrols. And if you get hit by a patrol, you got to hope that your jammer prevents them from scanning your content cargo. And like if you get caught, like you can try dumping the cargo and running away, and they might not chase you
Jeez.
because they just want the contraband. They don't want you. And just like components like that, if they have stuff like that in there as well, it's gonna just put another nail in the coffin for me buying the damn thing. Uh, but yeah, it's like how do you come across the illicit goods? Like do you come across it by attacking another ship until they get scared and dump their stuff, and then you pick it up, and then you eventually get attacked by the police force, and then you dump it and run away? Or do you get this stuff by like poaching space dinosaurs for their ankle meat? I don't know.
The most tender of the dinosaur meats.
Of course.
Never had a Jupitersaurus ankle meat stew. It's a delicacy.
It's
Yeah,
illegal.
By the way, my first space dinosaur is gonna be named Jupitersaurus.
It better be. You've said it
kind of
now.
kind of nailed it. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, the pressure to like, man, there's gonna be some awful names. There's gonna be such bad names for some things. Like that's so risky. Letting
Yep.
people name things.
Oh, it's like letting people create their own like wall tag graffiti in like a first person shooter.
Oh,
Because
Counter-Strike was horrible for that.
95% of them are just penises.
Yeah.
It's essentially okay. No Man's Sky has a very, very slight potential to becoming like a bathroom stall wall. If you gave everybody a Sharpie. And some people might write cool, witty things that you kind of look over your shoulder and go, that's cool. And then you just, finish your stuff and leave. But
And then you
most of
fly on to the next.
Yeah. But most of it is probably going to be really, really bad stuff. I just
Oh, yeah.
if I find a planet called Trump for Prez, I'm probably going to quit the game.
Starting planet named.
Yeah, done it. I'm just waiting for like how fast or how many planet face you see.
Oh God, yeah.
There's
Maybe
gonna be so
everything
many
could try.
planet McPlanty face. So many.
Like, are they going to have it set up so you can't name a planet that's already been named something like?
I hope so.
Because okay, if
Yeah,
you think of
I think
it,
it's permanent.
It's procedurally generated, so theoretically there is almost an unlimited number of celestial bodies to land on and name, right? But like, you'll run out of all the cool words. Run out of cool names before you run out of planets.
Well,
Planet
that's
Cool.
Like,
Planet Cool 2.
Planet Cool.
like
Cooler.
I don't want to have to name my planet Leet Dogs with a Z because I can't think of anything good that hasn't been taken. By the way, Leet Dogs with a Z, awesome planet name.
Is that your username? I mean,
That's gonna be my username.
The most feared pirate.
Don't take my name.
The most feared pirate in all the galaxy. Hailing from the planet McPlanty face.
Yep.
So, Jeff, yourself, did you get a new? So where were you for your week off? That was just family vacation, and then gaming opportunities during that vacation.
yeah, so we rented well, it wasn't a cottage. We say cottage, but it's not. It's a house in Blue Mountain. So we went up with another family, shared a house, so they have kids roughly the same age, so about 6 and 8, I believe 6, 8, or 9. So we did no gaming. It was kind of an unplug week off. But the game that kind of took hold was a Star Wars
Galaxy?
card game.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
So it's kind of like War, the game of War. So it's like highest number wins. But the way it's set up is you can set up combos, and it's got all the characters from the new movies, the old movies, the
That's
prequels. So the kids loved it. I kind of got roped into being the dealer all the time. So
Fair enough.
I ran that. We should have put money down. I would have made a ton. Get those kids. But no,
This always wins.
it was an unplug kind of week, so no gaming. I will have a new dad tip, life pro tip.
Ooh.
Okay.
When you sunscreen, because we drove to Wasaga Beach one day and it was beautiful out, like sun blazing in the sky. We made sure that we sunscreened everybody. That sunscreen doesn't work if you hold a wet child in your hip.
Oh.
So I walked away. Like, I'm a white dude. There's this complexion
What?
is white, right?
I thought you were Latino.
When I got home, no word of a lie, severe burns where my son was hanging. I still have him. It hurts like anything. Where he was hanging off.
Scar.
It was like bright red. Here, you could see a handprint in the middle of my chest because he was
I was
holding
going to
on
say,
to me.
could you see the outline of the kid?
Yeah, and the leg on my other hip, and his leg crossing my abdomen. So, note, when you sunscreen, weight, absorption, don't pick up your kid. Drowning, just kind of leave him, kind of like bring him up from the water. Don't hold him in,
Yeah, yeah.
because
Drag him out, but don't.
No, it
Touch him next.
de-screens you.
That's-
It,
I never even thought of that, but that's really
Yeah.
clever.
so,
No
Wow.
contact with your kids. Dad, hug me.
not gonna happen.
I just
You
screened
gotta
up,
wait
kid.
30
Can't do
minutes
this.
before I love you again.
Yeah. But it was bad. Like, I was sore for the
Oh.
next 2 days, and I couldn't. The place has a hot tub, which is great to use, except when you have a burn. Not gonna do that. So I'm sitting outside while everyone else is having fun. I'm like,
Just crossed arms and a drink, like.
yeah. Trying to
It
show my
always
son
keep
love.
that that burn that you get in the vacation that throws things off. Like I
Yeah.
got one in Mexico. It was our last day. We were like getting on the plane that day, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go for one more walk down the beach. And I've been good the entire trip.
Yeah.
I've been lathering up my pale Irish body.
Yeah.
And I went, and really it was one Pixies album. That's it. And I got back, and my wife just looked at me and went, "Oh."
Oh no.
And like when like that other person looks at you and then
Yeah.
just goes, "Oh," you're
Someone's
like,
gone through that.
"Oh." I'm in for like 5-6 days of pain, right? Yeah, is that what you're saying? Is that the look you're getting? And yeah, so then I had to sit on an airplane with a fresh burn.
So excruciating, just sitting there and having it. It's hot too. It's hot to touch, and everything hurts.
And those seats don't breathe.
No. Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah. Oh man, I feel your pain, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I never even thought of the idea of like use sunscreen,
Yeah.
then a wet kid just wipes it all off.
Yeah, it's gone. And I even
Nice.
reapplied later, so I don't know.
Like they steal. The best part, like they're stealing it too. Like just like
It's-
like they're extra protecting that because they're just like wiping it off your body.
Yeah.
It's probably a good way to get it on them if they're too squirmy. Just like
It's kind of just
yeah,
rub
get yourself all
over you.
done. Like give me a hug here, kid. Aw.
Rustle it onto them, yeah.
burns in my eyes.
They probably just end up like squeezing them. They'll like pop out and go flying like 20 feet.
Yeah.
Close enough to the water, they're fine.
Yeah.
Launch them into the lake.
Oh man, for myself and I got to experience the PlayStation VR. So they had here in
Nice.
Toronto. They
I
had
will
some.
let you know it was an adorable video.
We should put that up. We
We should
need to put that up.
I think I posted it on wait. I think I put a video of it on. Sorry, I took a photo of it on Twitter, but I could probably put the video as well, or maybe the video would be better on Facebook. But I don't know if it's captured it. There were a few moments where I just had this like stupid grin on my face because like I was so like, it was so incredible. And
Trevor, it was the duration of the film.
what was it for?
The grin never left your face.
No, it didn't. It was
That was it the
was
whole
so-
time.
Oh, I was in space. It happened.
seeing video games for the first time. It was
That's what you had this like list of so you showed that it was in two locations. Like one was actually one pretty close to me, and then another one directly downtown. And you walk in, you're in a bit of a line. The line was actually a little bit long. I think I ended up waiting probably about 40 minutes.
whoa, dedicated. I like it.
Well, well, each time you do the demo, it's a little bit more than 5 minutes by the time they sit them down, play it, and then go through their particular demo.
Let's also note that every single episode Trevor mentions VR.
Oh, do I? I'm getting hyped.
He wants it. He needs it.
That's why I bought my PlayStation.
Online, he would have waited it out.
No, yeah.
That's why I bought this PlayStation, is to get hype for this.
Right.
So which is funny because I'd never tried it. I just assumed it would be the best, and it all panned out. So I mean, you actually one of my favorite parts about it, in continuing one of our conversations, is towards the end. I just heard like bat 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 bat. I'm like, wait a minute. Like whilst in it, my wife and son had snuck in. They previously had been just on a different errand. But they came back and joined it. So there very much was the scenario where I'm off in space, oblivious to my surroundings. And my son is like literally like right there. He's just like right there. I at least heard him through the headphones. But if it was like cranked up, you're just like,
But
baby
you
needs
didn't
his
take the
body.
visor off. You kept going, right?
Oh, I
You
kept
heard him,
going.
you know?
Yeah. It's not like he on his own just walked in. So like, I wasn't leaving space yet. I wasn't done. So you walk in, you just hop in the line, and then they have this list of experiences you can do. One of the so the one I chose was Valkyrie because I figured it'd be most akin to No Man's Sky, which is the thing I'm really geared for, like incredibly excited about. It turns on for the first time, like the lights flicker on like in your ship, and it's just the movement because you are there, like much like you see out of your eyes, you're now seeing inside of this thing. There's not if you've ever tried like a cheap VR set, like you look to the left and then like the screen kind of slowly
Yeah.
catches up with you.
Yeah.
But this is just exactly one. And then I guess like some notes about it is I was surprised how natural it kind of becomes. In some way where you almost forget it, but what ends up happening is, I'm tailing another ship trying to shoot him down, but like I'm tracking him by looking up, right? Like classically when you're flying a spaceship in a game, like you're just kind of like looking straight and then you're trying desperately to get your ship to like
Yeah.
realign with him. But in this, like you're actually like watching him above in your canopy as you steer your ship up. And
But
that's
you
not
still have to get the nose of your ship up to aim at him, right? Like you're not
Yeah.
like aiming with your neck muscles.
no. So this is just as if you're in the canopy and you're just watching him where he's going while your ship is slowly catching up to it. And then eventually, like, like your ship finally catches up and then it lines up so you can take your shots. But just how I was surprised at how natural that came about. Like that wasn't something coached. It's just all of a sudden, this is a freedom that you have to be able to watch and like look, like looking to your left is what's going on over there. You hear a noise
So
over
you're
this way.
telling us you're the last starfighter.
Yeah. What's what's that book where the young kid goes up into space and commands a fleet?
A ship after playing an arcade game?
No. This
The
is
Last
a
Starfighter.
No.
it's a book written by a terrible
Oh.
racist, but the book's great. So
Ender's Game.
Ender's Game, yeah.
Yes.
So that's a bit more like it.
Okay.
No, but the yes, you're staring around. Now the second one that I had, like I actually had a couple moments of like my stomach coming up, like not from sickness, not queasiness, but like roller coaster or plane.
Okay.
Wow.
Like it was so immersed that I was zipping around this one huge ship. Like they nailed the scale so much. I was actually like just like, oh boy, like you get that stomach motion. I was like, I'm not moving. Like how the hell do I like? But between the these headphones too that they were doing, there was one of those 3D 360 sorry headsets.
Yeah.
So the sound goes appropriately. And between like that sensation of you looking and going, like I actually got that G-force experience on my stomach. Like, oh boy, they're zipping around.
You're gonna barf on your kid.
Everything of it was just unbelievable. And you hope. I guess what I'm kind of concerned about is like, what does that feel like? But well, before I get into concerns, I think that one of my favorite other moments was before me was a couple, a man and a woman. Man plays the same game I did, enjoyed it. His wife decides to go. Like, yeah, I want to try this. They have an experience with VR. I think it's coming with the console, but it's called Deep Sea.
Oh yeah.
And I mean,
Where you go down in the cage or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
and that's where she starts to go down, and I'm like, oh no, like I don't know if she knows what's gonna come, and she's going down, like she's seeing jellyfish and manta ray, and everything's going great, and then one of the demoers cues in. He's like, wait, is she afraid of sharks? Does she have a fear of sharks? Because in a moment there's going to be a lot of sharks. And the husband's like, oh yeah, that's fine. Just go for it. As he would. Oh, this woman was petrified.
Yeah.
Like this woman was just like, she's like, where's your hand? Where's your hand? Give it to me. Where's your hand? like grabbing it.
Turn it off.
She stuck through it, but like, and then the presenter's like, if you want out, just close your eyes and raise your hand. I can bring you out. And she's just like, she's cowering, like so she's like looking down to the side because she didn't want to look forward to where I assume like most of the shark action would be. So she's like like in her chair, like physically like cowering down because of these sharks coming up. And I mean, the thing like came up and like was ripping off the cage. Like it's pretty dramatic. Like and like this thing is going to become the Wife Terrorizer 2000. Like there's going to be so many experiences of just.
Well, just Resident Evil's coming out, right? Like that's we got a full-fledged horror.
Yeah, so let me retract that. That's just going to be the People Terrorizer
Stroke
2000.
machine or heart attack.
Like I'll bring my brother over and just like knock his eyeballs out with like with the Resident Evil demo or something. It's gonna just like
Plus,
terrify.
like, Trevor, you just got your wife on board with like watching like Firewatch from a distance.
Yeah. Way to no,
He's on.
let's ruin it.
Hey, darling, try this. It's just like Firewatch.
Just like it's like Firewatch, but with sharks eating your face.
Jeez. Oh, so it was just everything was just so great. And again, that's just one of those that feels wonderful to have something that had such promise, and then you try it for the first time. It's like, wow, that really is kind of exciting. I tried it with my glasses on, like which I was kind of concerned about as being like a limitation of it. Apparently, you can adjust it enough to not have it, but I didn't want to like putz around with that, so I played it with my glasses, no issue.
Okay.
Looked
Yeah, that
great.
was actually something I wanted to ask you. Was like, how was it with the glasses? Because like I would play it with the glasses off, but I kind of want my glasses on because my glasses do a lot for me. So I kind of want to keep that.
Yeah, my worry was like them.
My eyes hate me.
It's weird I get the head on, and like they said, like it generally can, but my eyesight would be too bad, and I wouldn't be able to do it, and I just didn't want to putz. But no, it was
It's a
great, and
weird
just
double-edged sword. Playing video games and then needing glasses, and then not wanting the glasses so you can play video games, to then need the glasses.
to put on the bigger glasses. Gotta take off these glasses, or these
Put on
glasses
these
for the
glasses.
glasses.
Yeah. Is there
Sure.
like an astigmatism slider on the side of the thing?
Yeah, like the world is in your face. It's just
And then if you want extra 3D mode, you got to put on your normal glasses, and then you slide on to 3D glasses, and then you slide on the VR set.
well, you had the 3D sound too, so you had everything going.
Yeah. Don't
So
forget
that was
the
a
pheromone atmosphere mister.
You need the rotating chair now, like those arcades.
oh man, I've seen some of those demos like where they've set up like huge swinging chairs to go along. That would be, man, what that sensation must be like to actually have your body being thrown around.
Christmas list.
I get the sneaking suspicion that Trevor just is not happy with reality as well.
It's just so dull, you see.
All his games they're about escaping to different planets and
Yeah, helping
Every
people.
way, it's like, hey, I still have the sense of smell. Can we do something about that? Like, can I replace it?
I know what I smell like.
Smell outer space. I don't want to smell diapers.
You said yourself, stop and smell the space roses.
Exactly.
oh,
Nice segue.
Just, just don't stop at Garbage Planet 65 like the.
Oh,
On space, no one can hear you scream. But so it was great, and I think if the so my God, like my so excited for Tuesday, No Man's Sky coming out, like it's all coming around.
it's all coming up Millhouse.
Well, man, it might suck, and it like there's still the chance that it's awful, like it that still exists there. But I'm hopeful, which is great. PlayStation VR was fantastic, like just phenomenal, like such a cool experience, and as long as it's still, I guess, yeah, now I can address some of my concerns. I just think I'm still concerned about the long play, like what's it like to have that thing on for like a 2 hour session,
Yeah.
and then constant 2 hour sessions. Like if you play an hour every other day, like are you gonna want to keep putting on this like headset? Is that great?
Yeah, the majority of my gaming right now is like I will game like it's usually at night after the family's gone to bed or during one of her naps. So I need to be able to hear the baby monitor and like
click it in somehow. Just
Yeah.
yeah, just duct tape.
side of your ear.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a good
it's-
mention though, because I don't know, the unit itself has to be kind of kid-proof too, right? I wouldn't want to drop it and have it wrecked.
Yeah.
Like it's done, right? It shatters.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's one thing for them to get a hold of like a PlayStation controller and huck it across
Yeah,
the floor,
yeah.
but like those VR sets are how much?
Yeah.
I think
$500.
I think it's coming. It depends on what you have. If you have to make it work, well, you don't necessarily need the Move controllers, but there's a couple games that do definitely use it.
Yeah, those are on their way out.
Yeah, so I don't know, just from previous PS owners, if you'd happen to have that, like the things that you do need are the camera, that's the PlayStation camera,
Oh, right.
and then the the headset itself. Of course, I don't know how integral the Move controllers are, but so the set, I think, for the headset, the Move controllers, and the camera, I think runs around $600.
Wow.
Yeah, so which is more than the console, so it definitely gets up there.
That is up there.
It costs a lot to be a front runner, and in truth, like we don't know what happens. Like we don't know, like where this industry goes with this. Like it's certainly
As
top
long
of
as it
mind.
doesn't, as long as it doesn't go the way of the Virtual Boy, right? Because I had that. I was an early adopter, and that sucked. Yeah, like 6 games out of that. That was it.
Come back next episode, you dusted it off, and like your just whole eyes are just completely black.
You would lift up, and it would just be green, right? Because all the the whole thing was red inside. So at least with this, you can take it off and experience reality the same way, like instead of just
But just more
seeing
dull.
just-
But just sadder.
That's right. No starships.
God, this was so close to blasting off to space. Can't wait, but
You're just supposed to be an astronaut so bad.
Very bad. Yeah.
it's not even a man. I don't even know. I wasn't even like huge into space games before necessarily. Like Gavin, you've mentioned on nostalgia before old games. I've certainly played the same, but it wasn't necessarily my cup of tea. But just something about like this particular game has just this aesthetic, the exploration, the size. I don't know. Tuesday. It's coming up. It's coming up close.
So either Tuesday, Trevor's going to be up to his shoulders in empty Visine bottles, or hugging a can of side launch, probably his fourth of the day, saying, "At least I still have you."
Yeah.
You'll never leave me, side launch.
It will be interesting to see your reaction. Like,
I'm
'cause
really
it's
curious.
hyped so much.
I might even hold off and get the game after. I know I get it before, but still, like it's.
Based on my hype.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. Really, side note, and I think we could probably wrap it up for the day. I'd actually, I'm not sure why I felt compelled to at first, but I had ordered it, pre-ordered it from Amazon because they apparently have a great record
you're
as
not
far
gonna
as.
get it, like Friday.
So let me tell the story because that was my thinking. Well, two things. Firstly, I could care less for a physical copy. I mean, like I'm a PC gamer. Like everything digital, I think I much prefer. Like I could care less to carry around a disc or even have to put the damn disc in. Because one thing I'm finding with like these physical discs on the PS4 is even if you like quote unquote install it on the system, you still have to have. I'm finding, unless I'm ruining it, and I'd love if you can correct me, but I have to have the disc in it. Like I need.
Yeah, it's the key.
Like that's garbage, man. Like
all it
that's
is.
so.
It's just
That's
the
so old thinking. Like, damn, man. Like, I gotta walk all the way to the console and change my discs, and like, I gotta flip through the 6 cases, like where I'm gonna find it. What is this?
Probably the textbook definition of first world problem. If I ever
Right.
heard one.
You gotta walk all the way.
No kidding. How great is my life? So,
Apparently not great enough to not make you want to jettison yourself into space.
so the yeah, so I did. So I was thinking about. So I had pre-ordered it because I thought that would be about the best way to go about it, and then I found out that no, in fact, it was available for order. And this is just my newness coming to the system. It was available for order just straight from the PlayStation Store. I was like, oh, of course, like yeah, obviously. So I canceled my Amazon order, and then reordered it onto the PlayStation Store for multiple reasons. First being just again prefer digital, that's better. Secondly, the scenario you mentioned, Gavin, because there's still physical components, I have to assume it would arrive properly as opposed to just being able to download it like on the system. So
A friend of mine was like 4 days behind the curve with Fallout because of Amazon.
Ooh.
Everybody was like, "Oh man, I'm making all these chairs. It's so much fun." And
He was there.
and he was just like, "Oh, I can't
Sitting
do
in his
this."
chair.
they go, oh, I'm not making chairs for anybody. Just want to make chairs. You tell me you didn't make her a chair? Like,
I did not make her drug
God,
chair.
she not make her a chair?
I did
She's
not
an old
make
woman.
I didn't make her meth chair. I'm sorry.
Make her a chair and you feed her full of drugs. It's the Fallout way. You're an embarrassment to us, vault dwellers.
Eh.
Rebel. Man, I have not gone back to that game at all. I should. I feel a bit of a pull, but there's just been so many other things to do.
Yeah.
No Man's Sky.
Like just waiting for No Man's Sky. Yeah. Just sitting in my waiting chair.
Right.
I think wonderful time to end the show this week. Everybody, thank you so much for listening. This has been New Dad Gaming. We do this podcast weekly. If you have any show suggestions or questions or things you'd like us to talk about, you can find us on our website at newdadgaming.com. You can subscribe, rate, and like us on iTunes as well as the Google Play and other podcasting services. We're across both. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter and any other way you'd like to get in contact with us. Always happy to hear from other fellow dads going through the struggle. But and drink side launch.
Touch. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a nice man. That's going to be weekly now. Other dads going through the struggle. New Dad Gaming. Thanks once again, everybody. My name is Trevor, and I have a 1 and 2 month old. Damn it!
Got another kid.
Did it?
Kid,
Totally did
kid.
it.
How would I say it? I do not
Not
want
even
to
sure.
say 14 months. I have a 1-year-old and I have 1 and 2 month year old.
What?
My kid is 1 year.
You said 1 and
One-
2 month old.
Yeah, see, you can't say that. So it's like
Can't
1
do it.
year and 2 months.
You got 2.
Sorry for the disturbance, folks. My dog is barking at a balloon because he is an idiot.
What
Time
is
to get into your
happening?
spaceship. Get in your spaceship.
This
Yeah.
is like the
I just want to get
this is the worst tumble across the finish line ever. Jeez.
Wow, my name's Gavin. I have a 1-year-old and an 8-year-old dog who doesn't know how to be quiet.
And I'm Jeff. I have a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. That's it. No other kids.
You didn't have a
Nice.
spare one like Trevor immediately?
1 year.
Along the way.
Month-old baby.
Man, I gotta practice. I gotta practice all week. I don't even know. I still don't know how to do it, and it comes up all the time.
Why are you
He's-
adding the extra? Just one.
Just a year.
You got a year to
1 year.
ride that out, man. Just
One.
one.
I got a 1-year-old.
There,
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Right.
ride it out.
There you go.
Ride it out.
Ride it out. Just till he's 4 more months, and then he's 1.5, and then we're
There you
then
go.
we're in the clear.
Yeah.
My name is Trevor, and I have a 1-year-old.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.